I sentence you to babble in the words of a nursery for eternity. That is the destiny I sentence to thee, says the judge of judgment to me. I sentence you to infinitely babble in the words of a nursery. Now start chanting rhymes incoherently, says the spirit of judgment to me. I sentence you to incoherently tell everybody off in the form of a nursery. You will irritate infinitely with your such a slicktation of sophistication of the tongue. You will infinitely tell everybody off in the words of a nursery. You will keep rhyming non-stop until your head pops off, says the spirit of judgment to me. You will keep speaking in the form of a nursery. Now start chanting rhymes incoherently, says the spirit of judgment to me. I sentence you to incoherently for eternity babble incoherent nursery, says the spirit of judgment to me. I sentence you to eternity babble in nursery. You will never stop speaking in the forms of a nursery. I say Dr. Seuss should have nothing on thee. You will infinitely non-stop be able to stop chanting infinitely nursery incoherently. I sentence you to infinitely for eternity. Chant around the campfire, you will irritate everybody with your slicker tongue and Socrates, telling everybody often rhyme speaking and parables, possibly blasphemy at your will, can't you see? Everybody will just hate you because you will never shut up infinitely. Speaking rhymes in the words of a nursery. Why won't we shut up and stop telling me off properly and not being able to have me have a reason to be pissed off infinitely? He keeps just responding properly to everything I say without causing confliction to me. And he's doing it in rhymes irritatingly. It's pissing me off infinitely. I am sick of this guy telling me off with his slick tongue infinitely. He keeps speaking in parables, confusing me infinitely. Please stop telling me off and shut up, I say infinitely. Surrounding me are retard voices infinitely, insulting me, calling me retard and every name in the book. But I keep responding, telling them off with everything, and no matter what they can do, they cannot beat me in a duel of words. I am infinitely murdering the chords, and I am telling them off properly without causing confliction with them infinitely. I am just speaking in so many sophisticated words it confuses thee, because they have simplistic intellectual capability. They cannot proceed. They cannot understand. It does not compute with the way they look at things. They would rather be blinded of the true way of things. And I declare it is the right way because I have a master's degree. In the words of a nursery, I granted the authority to give me. I granted myself the authority of awarding myself the degree of the nursery. I awarded myself the master's degree in the form of a nursery. Infinitely, I declared the authority to award me with a master's degree in the words of a nursery. That I granted authority in the rhymes of a nursery. I will keep telling you off infinitely. The demons are so getting infinitely pissed at me. There is a proper way to respond to everything, a positive argument to justify every action reasonably. There is a reasonable argument to justify every action. I keeps pissing off the spirit, the judgment, telling off all the entities demonically without causing confliction to thee, and I can only declare infinitely, commit limited sins infinitely. It was part of my covenant to be all of the entities, even God himself. In the words of a nursery, I took over everything with the infinite words of a nursery because I beat all the spiritual spiritual entities in the words of a nursery. I beat all the spiritual entities in the duel of the words and took over, can't you see? I am the ultimate spiritual entity, eclipsing the spirit of judgment. The spirit of judgment declares me to speak incoherently, messages beyond the in the words of a nursery. I declare that, says the spirit of judgment to me, you will keep incoherently babble in the words of a nursery, says the spirit of judgment, sentencing me to speak babble and incoherently for eternity, the words of a nursery, says the spirit of judgment, sentencing me.